Bigatin kasama sina Attorney Ed Dural, Jerome Fadriquela, Ricky Brosas at Miss Liza Soriano dito sa Pera at Kabuhayan tuwing linggo alas 7 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga dito lang sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
It's a rich man's world.
Ang programang hatid ay tulong at pag-asa.
Huwag na kayo masyado mag-aalala at nandito na po sa kaalaman niya ng Bantay OCW, tutulungan po namin kayo.
Tumpak na impormasyon sa mga usaping pag-abroad.
Sa bahagi naman po ng ahensya, kung hindi sila tutugon dito sa mga pananagutan nila, uobligahin pa rin sila ng ating POEA.
Naglilingkod sa mga OFW at kanilang mga kamag-anak saan man sa mundo.
Kahit umuwi na po kayo ng Nueva Ecija ngayon, itatawag po namin sa inyo kaagad yung magiging usapan sa ating Philippine Embassy sa Bahrain at nang masaklolohan po itong inyong pamangkin.
KBP at Gawad Tanglao, Best Public Service Program at Hall of Fame awardee ng Catholic Mass Media sa radyo. Pilipinas Online. Bantay OCW with Susan K. Alas 10:30 hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Pilipinas Online. Bantay OCW with Susan K. Dito sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. Ito po ang Trans Radio Broadcasting Corporation, Radyo Inquirer, 990 AM. Kasapi ng KBP. Naglilingkod, nagbabalita, may paninindigan. Radyo Inquirer, 990 AM. Para sa may init na balita, Victory in Governance and Technology through Information Network. Bigatin para sa mga napapanahong usapan. Victory in Governance and Technology through Information Network. Bigatin. Makinig at makisalo sa programang Siksik sa Impormasyon at Bigatin sa Kaalaman. Kasama ang inyong mga kabarkada na sina Den Macaranas, Arnie Barcelo, Angel Bonifacio at Ellison Barcelo. Bigatin Radio. Sa Bigatin, bigatin ka talaga! With branches all over the Philippines, Hotel Sogo is the hotel chain of choice for travelers and balikbayans. Affordable, safe, and complete with amenities, unlike other provincial hotels. Now you have somewhere comfortable to stay anywhere in Metro Manila or even when you visit your favorite province.
Ang galing mo naman! Bigatin sa Radio Inquirer 990 AM.
It's the weekend. Good morning.
10:05 is our time. Welcome po sa Bigatin. Dito po sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. Nahawa ko Bigatin.
Yeah, Bigatin.
Bigatin. Uy, Sabado na. Bilis.
Yes.
June 7.
Today is June 7.
Pasok ka na next week.
No, we have our class beginning on July 14.
Extended summer. Until
Yes.
on the 17th pa. Tagal pa.
July 17. Ay, July 14.
July.
Yep.
Aya.
So, we are now on the ASEAN
Not August, but July.
no, next year we will be starting August. So,
But this year.
and until we can match it with the ASEAN requirements,
Yes.
it's September.
Proste. 10:05. My name is Dan Macaranas.
My name is Arnie Barcelo. Welcome to another great
Yes.
episode again of Bigatin.
Punong-puno ho kami ng mga guests. Of course, pwede kayo mag-send ng mga questions later on. 0919290946. That is our hotline. Of course, our Facebook and Twitter account, Radyo Inquirer 990 at yahoo.com. Pwede kayo tumawag 519-1875 and 519-1876. Okay,
Ayun.
go na tayo.
And then,
Yes.
I would like to mention that today,
How's your week?
yung,
Nangyari ba?
ang alan,
Yung nangyari.
the hackathon.
Oh, yes.
Okay, the hackathon.
The
So,
hackathon. Yeah.
let's say hi to our hackers and
What's the title
College
again
of
of
St.
that event?
Benilde. It's Hack the Climate
Hack the
Manila,
Climate Manila.
2014.
Yeah.
We
was it?
will be able to get a recognition from the Office of the President.
Yes.
Climate
galing.
Change Commission.
Galing.
Ayan.
Galing. Si Arnie na. Ikaw na. Diba?
Nagpunta ako dun sa office nila and I asked them to join the event. And then they told me how to get the presidential seal and the message of the president. Okay, how to do it. And
Ayos.
ayos. And
Ayos,
then,
yes. Galing.
and of course, with the mayor, with the Manila mayor. Oh, diba? Miracle really works.
Yep.
Oh, ERAP with ERAP.
Okay. Marami tayong pag-uusapan. Wala akong monitor. Of course, mamaya, doon sa mga naghahanap ng mga bahay. Mamaya, magkakausap tayo. Mga friends natin from Zipmatch.
Yes. So actually, when Ellison told me about the topic, it's about programming and coding or algorithm. So the topic is quite technical, but I'd like to make it fun and lighter.
We'll leave it to the expert.
Okay,
Since kayo
so
ang expert dyan, no? Technical terms, jargons, and lingos. Kaya niya yan.
Pero would like to have it fun nga. Because the hackers or the programmers and developers in the Hack the Climate Manila are listening, and they would like to say hi to this awesome people that we have here. Sabi niya, they are all excited to see you later actually. And I have gathered a couple of questions here for them. At matatawa ka din. They ask if
Talaga, nakapapil, oh.
of course, they have written it personally, no? Okay. So, kailangan ba gwapo
Okay, sige.
if you are hiring, something like
Sige. Okay, game.
Okay. Okay. So, friends, sabi ko nga, every Saturday we go global. So, we have friends from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, it is not their first time to be our guest here in Bigatin.
Suki.
Suki na, and thank you for doing this to Bigatin, of course, to the Pinoy students. What else? To our mga Pinoy listeners or Kabigatin listeners. Kabarkada, kumbaga.
Yes.
Ayun, sige.
Okay.
Di ko na-open yung ano. Okay, let's start with our first guest. Sige. Ayan. So, we have here the CTO of Zipmatch.com, our Suke.
Yes.
Suke is a friend. Kyle
Dear friend,
Wiltshire.
Hi,
Hey there.
Kyle.
Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Wiltshire.
Okay, thank you. Wiltshire.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Hey there.
Ayan. And then, of course, we have a second timer also.
Yes.
The consultant for Salario.
Salario.
We have Adric Struders.
Hi, Edric.
G'day.
G'day. Ayan.
G'day.
Ayun, of course, we have here from Zipmatch also.
Oo.
Bago
Bigatin
siya.
ito.
Oh, bago siya. Yes. Oh, pero bigatin siya, of course.
Happy ito, Chief. Talaga
No, Team Joseph Dumal will be coming. Maybe.
okay.
This is Jasper. Hi, Jasper.
Hey, good morning.
You are the
Digital marketing.
the digital marketing of Zipmatch.
Yep.
Ayan, so we will be talking about algorithm programming and of course on the business side, the digital marketing. So we have here experts on both sides, business and programming.
I will leave it to you, lalo na yung technical side.
Pero
May hilo ko riyan.
Pero sabi ko nga, let's make it lighter that everybody would understand what
Yes.
programming is and what is algorithm. So, kasi there are a lot of people that are allergic to these terms. Pero what if we don't build a borderline or a gap between the users and the developers? So, something like that. So that when we do projects, we understand each other, no? So kaya yun ganun yun din pag may gusto kang sabihin sa akin, if you know what programming is or what are the capabilities of the programmer, kayang-kaya mo na mag-design.
Yes. We
So
have
you
to
can-
work with the same frequency.
Yes, maybe for just understanding the bottom line
Okay.
and the requirements. Anyway, so I get excited. Medyo kasi sabi ko, how would I make it light? Technical siya.
Yeah, yun nga eh.
Tapos
That would be
ikaw
the
pa ang
challenge for you.
kausap ko.
Oo.
Sabi ko, pero we can do it. Okay,
Okay.
let's start. What is an algorithm? May tanong ka ba?
Eh,
Then,
yun nga, itatanong ko eh.
algorithm. Sige. Kasi
What kind of animal is
yes.
that? Algorithm.
Animal ba yun?
Hindi naman.
Okay,
Sure.
Adrian, let's start.
Okay, an algorithm, I guess, is a fairly generic term, which just means the process of how to get to a solution, basically.
Yes.
Algorithm, it could be anything from just some really basic algebra, or like simple
Yes.
mathematics, or it could be basically a fairly complex control structure of just during giving certain input, how do we find out how we generate certain output?
Yes. Okay, but then
Yeah.
so to my first year students, don't get afraid of this math numbers or
I heard
or
those words.
It's a scary sounding word, isn't it?
Algebra.
yes, so
Man.
algorithm. But in short, according to Edric, it is just the way of solving things. Ganun lang.
That's simple.
So if you want to get water, what are your processes or what are the procedures? Open the ref, then get the water, then close the ref.
That's algorithm.
Yes, basically yes.
And then on a slightly more complex, you can open the ref, check if there is water. Oh no, there isn't any water.
Yeah.
If there isn't any water, go to the tap, or go to the shop, buy water, put it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Uh,
So meaning you have a list of things to do or how to solve that problem. Ayan, okay.
It's like
now.
a-
Series of things or steps, should I say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we will have now Algorithm 101. Okay, Kyle, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, it's basically a process, right? It's a long series of steps, and if this happens, then that happens, and if this thing isn't met, then go do that thing. So I think some people like to hide behind the word because it sounds so impressive. It's an algorithm, but a lot of the time, the math behind it can actually be fairly basic. So I like the fridge analogy. That's a good one.
You said the word series. Can we do the shortcut thing?
Very
shortcut?
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Shortcut.
Instead of from A going to B, why not A going to D?
Yeah,
Can we do that?
entirely possible. I mean,
okay.
that's a big part of it. Instead of doing all these things, if your output is this, and we can skip all these steps, it does,
Yeah.
right?
Ayun, may
Yes.
shortcut naman pala.
Okay, then
Good
now you
idea,
are
yeah.
talking. It's okay that you were able to get the gist
Yeah.
of what
It's
an
like
algorithm
it's like a taxi driver that knows the city, right? Oh, quick right turn here. We save 15 minutes.
That's it. Okay,
Alright.
pwede.
Okay na.
Noipi, shortcut eh. Okay.
Pero when we say algorithm, it's basically depending on the programmer. Actually, we have different sets of solving things.
Yeah.
And so, in my case, sometimes I do trial and error. Sometimes I
Girls
plan.
always do that.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
It's like Pinoy actually. It's anyway later. Okay.
Okay.
So once we get to know what an algorithm is, so let's get to know how do they do algorithm. So example, you have this project. So one question from the hacker in the Climate Manila, they asked this question: how do you solve a problem or using your own algorithm?
In relation to climate change?
No,
Not really.
in general.
In general.
Sure, I'll pick that one up. So basically, the first thing you want to do is make sure you understand your problem. One of the biggest issues that comes with people getting things wrong is where they just originally didn't understand what the problem was, and they just start going in there and start building something, and then at the end they have something, and it does something, but it does not solve the problem that they originally were faced. So the first step is making sure you really understand what your problem is, and then the next step is to find out if anyone else has already solved this problem. So maybe there might already be a solution out there. There's no point reinventing the wheel. If someone has already found a solution for this problem, you can just use their solution, basically.
Okay.
There's no point going back and doing that. If there isn't an existing solution, maybe you can break down your problem into smaller problems. So say, okay, this is my overarching problem, but to solve this problem, I need to solve these other sort of smaller problem sets. And then for each of those, you can do the same thing and check, okay, is there already a solution for these smaller problems? And you might just be a case of putting together these existing solutions and using each of those to solve your problem. So there's no point just here's my problem. Okay, I'm going to start writing code.
Excitement
So,
level.
let's write some code. I can do this. And then 2 days later, you're like, well, why did you bother doing that? Like, there's already 3 things out there that does basically what you're trying to do. And then obviously, if there's certain aspects of it that don't already exist, then work on just that one aspect. And again, maybe each of the aspects don't exist, but don't try and tackle it as one big problem. Again, still see it as like smaller subsets and work on each individual problem and solve them one by one, and then you'll end up having your solution to the main problem.
Okay, I
Was
have
there
a
a time that when you solve the smaller problem, it really solved the bigger one, or the totality of it?
Yeah, generally. Well, although I guess in that case you probably didn't really understand what the main problem was, if and then when you first broke it down, the other
Yes.
components weren't actually required. Then you probably didn't quite understand it. But that often happens. Like your
Okay.
understanding of the problem will change over time as you look into different aspects of it.
Very basic
Okay.
kasi, di ba?
yes.
Yun
Then,
naman talaga eh. You
yes,
to
I have a
identify the
question for
problem.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jasper, how do you acquire that kind of problem-solving skills? So he was talking about the problem-solving skills.
Solution maker.
Usually, you get it by experience and also mentorship. Like, you learn from people how to do it. My experience is that before you try to just get into the problem, try to solve it,
Okay.
and then you end up wasting hours and hours
Yeah.
going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then when you learn about what Edric said about cutting down to smaller problems and then solving them one by one, learning, really understanding your problem. That's, that's it. It's by experience and by learning from other
Okay.
people.
You know why I asked that? So I am teaching actually the fundamentals of programming. So programming 101. And then okay,
And-
first topic.
No,
problem solving.
also something to add to that. It's something that you do in college. Like, you get a group project and then you break it down to each
Yeah.
person.
Mhm.
So that's how you solve a problem.
Delegation.
Your
Yeah.
teacher gives you a problem, and then as a group you break it down. You do this, you do this, you do this, and then you bring it all together, and then you have a group project.
You know what? Surprisingly, it didn't come out naturally. The problem solving skills. So it's so hard to teach students how to solve problems. I don't know why. So what do you think is the reason for that?
I think Jasper said it's an experience thing, right? People get trained in their functions, their specialties. So sometimes they just want to jump and get their hands dirty with something. But, a kind of misconception, I think a lot of people think people that write software are just sitting there writing code all day. They actually do a ton of research. They do a ton of talking with stakeholders. They do a ton of analysis. And like Adric said, I mean, if you're out there writing something that's already been written, you're wasting time. So some of the best developers I've worked with are only coding 15-20% of their time, and everything else is spent putting the pieces together and figuring out how they're going to do it, right?
Okay, so once that we have this experience, or we have exposed our newbies programmer in problem solving skills, so what is next? What should be done? So after knowing the problems or solving the problem, rather
Solving the little...
listing all the possible solutions.
Yep.
What is next?
I would say at that point you start planning how you're going to solve them. So
Okay.
once you've broken down the smaller issues, and you know a big part of that breakdown is prioritizing. So you say the problem's this big, but this is the most important part, or this is the part that I need to deliver first. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. And once you break it into the little pieces and come up with your kind of hypothesis on how you're going to solve the problem, you just start getting there bit by bit. And as you go, you have to measure. You have to say, is this doing what we wanted it to do? Yeah.
Okay, then I want to share that based from my experience in teaching, they find it hard to know what is input, the process, and the output. It's not innate to the students. It's not natural to the students. So, how would you make it easy for them to understand the difference between these three? Because in solving problems, you have first, the algorithm is the way of solving things.
Yes.
And the way of solving things, and especially in programming, you should know the process, no? And then you have to determine the inputs first, and the process and the output. So it's so simple, yet students, newbies programmers do not know how to do it.
So basically, the input is whatever information you're getting from an external source.
Yes.
So
okay.
basically, if someone is filling in a form on a web page, that's input. So someone else is giving you information. The process is then what you do with that information, and the output is what the user gets back afterwards. So basically, say I'm just filling in a sign-up form. So the input is a sign-up form. The process would be registration with that service, and the output would be a signed-in web page. Very, very basically put. But it doesn't have to be web. It could be anything. So basically, just information that's coming in, the process that deals with that, and then what it generates, what you then see afterwards. When dealing with a problem, sometimes you really have to try and understand. So different problems will require different inputs and different outputs. Sometimes you don't have control over what your output should be, or you don't have control over what your input should be. So you have to think about that. So basically, if you're told, here, I've got this Excel spreadsheet, or I've got this data, I need it to look like this. So basically, they're telling you what the input is, they're telling you what the output is, and so you just need to work on the process. Other times, if someone says, hey, I really want this output, I want to see something that looks like this, so then you can decide, okay, so what information do I need you to give me so that we can generate that output. So and so that's basically, as a part of the development process, you need to consider whether or not you have control over the inputs and the outputs, or if you just have control over the process.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bad then.
Ayos. Meron tayong bagong bisita.
Okay. Oh, actually, this is his second time also.
Yes.
Actually, I get to know him more because of my students. So,
You have a reputation.
yes. Okay. Let's help. Oh, okay. Okay, friends, kabigate, let's all welcome Mr. Tim Joseph Dumol. He is the chief hacker of Caliber. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
How are you?
Ayun. Kumusta ka? Actually, Tim, do you know TJ? TJ Resabal?
No, actually.
TJ. Maybe he's one of your...
I know Brian C.
Brian C. Yeah. TJ Resabal says regard to Tim. Yeah.
Okay.
Jot down talaga si teacher.
Nagsulat siya. Ayan.
Ayan.
Okay. So, I think...
Magbe-break muna tayo.
Break muna
Then later
tayo.
on, mamaya may mga questions na tayo.
I have listed a couple of questions for all of them.
And of course, dun sa mga nagte-text 0919-290-9646, pwede rin sa aming Facebook and Twitter account. Okay, next 10:24, babalik po kami.
Ito ang Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
Brad, nung ako'y nahulog sa hagdan, karga kita, di ka magaan, hinabol pa ng Doberman. Basta't solid ang samahan, at swabing-swabe ang inuman. Usapan natin kumagaan, usapang kompanyero lang yan.
Malalim ang pinagsamahan, magaan ang usapan. Basta may Kompanyero Light Brandy. Drink responsibly.
Ngayon, gabi-gabi nyo nang mapapakinggan ang programang Lunas Kalungsugan. Kasama pa rin ang batikang broadcaster at writer pangkalungsugan, si Kuya Rudy Liwanag. Kasama din si Dr. Joe at si Nico Light. Subaybayan at tumutok sa programang ikinasisigla ng bawat Pilipino, lalo na ang mga senior citizens. Lunas Kalungsugan. Linggo hanggang Biyernes, alas 9 hanggang alas 10 ng gabi at alas 9 hanggang alas 10:30 ng gabi tuwing Sabado dito sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
Buhay mo ay ingatan mo.
Ang Lunas Kalusugan ay may free check-up tuwing Sabado at Linggo mula alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alauna ng hapon sa 4th floor Guadalupe Commercial Complex, EDSA Makati, tapat ng MRT station. Tumawag sa telephone number 514-4597 o mag-text sa 0927-838-3828.
Pagkat yan lang ang yaman mo.
Panata ng Radyo Inquirer, hindi lang mauna sa balita, kundi ang dalhin ka sa gitna ng mga pangyayari. Pamamahayag na may damdamin, hindi makasarili, patas at komprehensibo. Hatid ng mga mamamahayag na may paninindigan sa katotohanan. sa katotohanan. Sa serbisyo publiko, kakampi at karamay mo. Anumang pagkakataon, sa kahit anong panahon, sa balita, komentaryo at pagtulong sa kapwa. DZIQ, Radyo Inquirer, 990 AM. Are you looking for the hottest gadgets, the latest fashion accessories, the most sumptuous buffets, or the best travel packages? VegatinDeals.com offers unbelievable deals, promotions, and discounts that will let you live more for less. Bargain hunting online has never been this fun, easy, and rewarding. Visit VegatinDeals.com today. Live big. Be a Vegatin. Naghahanap ka ba ng magandang pasyalan? Gusto mo bang magkaroon ng maraming friends? Join na sa pinakabagong social networking site, Vegatin.com, ang photo sharing site ng Pilipinas. Upload na! Vegatin talaga! With branches all over the Philippines, Hotel Sogo is the hotel chain of choice for travelers and balikbayans. Affordable, safe, and complete with amenities, unlike other provincial hotels. Now you have somewhere comfortable to stay anywhere in Metro Manila, or even when you visit your favorite province.
Vegatin sa Radio Inquirer 990 AM.
Good morning! It's the weekend!
10:28, announcement muna tayo. The Information and Communications Technology Office of the Department of Science and Technology, TOST, is again supporting Startup Weekend Cebu. Malapit na ito. Ngayon, ano? Yan. June 6 to 8 sa University of Cebu, sa Banilad Campus. Startup Weekend Cebu 4 organized by TechTalks.ph at ng DOST ICT Office and supported by Cebu Educational Development Foundation for IT. Aimed at generating breakthrough ideas from tech communities in the Visayas region. Startup Weekend is a 54-hour tour. Pupunta ka ba rito?
Dito ako, syempre,
dito
Angel Hackman, rather Hack Climate Manila ako.
Yes, kung saan po yung mga developers, designers, marketers, mga technopreneurs, and mga venture capitalists, mag-share po sila ng ideas para ho doon sa startup businesses. Yan. Malapit na rin ho ito, Geek on a Beach, sa pong International Conference of Startups, Tech Innovators, and Icons from the communications, gaming, and design industries. Kailan ito gaganapin? August 21 to 22. Movenpick Resort, ganda dyan. Sa may Mactan, Cebu. Pupunta ka dyan for sure. Yes. Of course, meron pa rito, Design Conference will be held in the SMX Convention Center in Manila. Kailan to? July 3. Top industry leaders in film, animation, and game design with decades of experience will present a progressive view through the entertainment design process. To name a few, mga bigatin din ho ito. Walang-wala. Disney Animation Studios, mga representatives to from that company. Sony Picture Animation, and of course, yung favorite natin, yung Silvertoons Studio. Industry for professionals and students alike will find value in the wealth of knowledge this conference will provide. Kailan ito? July 3. Malapit na. Pero pag gusto ninyong sumama sa bakasyon, pupunta si Arnie, Boracay. 525 pesos lang per person. Saan kayo nakakita dyan? Diyan lang po yan sa La Carmela, sa Boracay. Located po yan sa Station 2. Visit na kayo, VegatinDeals.com. Tawag 945-2568. Very limited. Kaya kailangan tawag agad. 525 lang yan. 10:30. Tuloy tayo, Ma'am Arnie.
Ayan. So excited na yung ating mga nakikinig. Okay, this question is for the four of you. And it's like the question from Team Grenade. It's one of the teams in the Climate Manila. Okay, would you tell us about different tips on the right mindset of solving problems? Right mindset of solving problems.
Mindset.
Ayan. Okay, hi, Tim. You can go first.
Right mind.
Hello. So there are generally two ways to approach a problem. You look at it from it bottom up and top down.
Very good. Yeah.
So sometimes you might want to try to look at the overall structure of your problem. You want to try to architecture how you want your program to be from a top-down perspective, and basically the API calls and so on. Sometimes on the other hand, you might want to look from the bottom up and try to solve the problem, solve the details first, and then try to integrate them together.
Okay. Good
Very
model.
practical, no?
Yes, yes. Adric.
I guess when you're talking about mindset, it's sort of, I guess, like, what do you think about when you're going into a problem? I guess the main mindset I try to tell all the software engineers that work under me is that there is no such thing as you can't do something. Like, there's everything has a possible solution. There is nothing that cannot be done. The only way if I ask someone to do something and then they turn around and say I can't do it, I'd be very close to thinking about maybe they shouldn't be working for me. So what would be a better response if it is that sort of situation? The only time I would accept that is if they say, it would take longer than the benefit we would get out of this solution. So it's like, it's a very complex solution. It'll take a long time to do, and that's the only time you could get out of actually doing something that someone's asked you to do. So the mindset should always be, it is possible.
Yes,
so
there's always a solution.
So there's always going to be a solution. So what is that solution? So it's just about finding what the solution is to the problem and thinking about it, doing a bit of research, thinking more in depth into the problem. There is no such thing as a problem that cannot be solved.
Yes, so you can start with the details, actually, with the small details. So don't look at the project as a big problem. So start with the details. So I think there's a solution because you can start with a small area.
Yeah, we just have to dissect the problem.
Yeah, dissect the problem. Yes.
Ganun lang naman basically. Isa-isa. Okay.
So, ayan. So, Kyle, how about the right mindset on solving problems?
I'll kind of cheat and just build on what Adric said. I mean, basically, basically, look at it as a puzzle. Look at it as something fun to dive into. Some of the best entrepreneurs I've worked with, they love problems. Their eyes light up. When you say, but we can't do this, they go, oh, yeah. They break out the paper and they start drawing it out, and it excites them. Because if you can do that and other people can't, you've got a business. You've got an idea. You've got a piece of software people want, right? So, yeah, I mean, just you got to look at it positively, and you have to know that as complicated as it looks, there is always a solution. You've just got to find your right mindset to get there, I guess.
What if you don't get excited with solving the problem? So are you not made as a programmer? Something like that?
I think you can learn over time. I think some people, like you were saying, sometimes it helps to get into the details and to get what we call an insight, right? So instead of focusing on that problem as this wall you've got to break through, you start asking questions about why it's a problem. So back to your refrigerator experience, you want to go and get water from a fridge. Well, why do you want to get water? Oh, because you're thirsty. Well, why are you thirsty? Oh, you didn't have enough with breakfast. So maybe there's a completely different solution that isn't quite in front of our face that you can find if you go a little deeper or ask the right questions, right?
So also, can I build on that? So you mentioned what if the person doesn't get excited about solving problems? I would probably say if the person doesn't get excited about solving problems, then they probably shouldn't choose a career where solving problems is what they're going to have to do every single day. So everyone, whatever you're doing, you should be excited about doing it.
Okay.
So the career that you choose to do should be something that you're going to enjoy doing, because this is something you're going to spend the majority of your waking hours for the majority of your life doing. And if you're going to hate doing it, then I think you'd be better off choosing something that you do like doing. And also it's going to come across if you're sitting at your desk and you're sort of banging your head against the desk a few times, it's okay to do that every now and then, but if you're doing that every single day, then it's going to be obvious that you're not really enjoying what you're doing, and it's going to bring down the atmosphere of the people around you as well. So I think it is very important that you do what you enjoy doing. So some of the things that I've noticed actually when talking to university students and stuff like that is a lot of them choose to do computer science because they figure there's a job afterwards and that they'll get money or that's what their parents told them to do. But if that's your only reason for doing it, and you're not excited about doing that sort of thing, maybe you need to go back and talk to your school counselor and see what else, what does excite you. So what other fields are there that can excite you? And I mean, it might still be in the realm of computer development, like software development, maybe you'd be better off doing like more front end stuff or more like marketing or design or something like. As Jasper mentioned, he moved from computer science over to marketing because that's where his passion really was. Yeah.
Soft dev is not for everyone.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Jasper.
Okay, from a business standpoint, I completely eliminated the word problem because problem is opportunity.
Yes.
For example, Solarium. So, accounting and admin stuff in the Philippines is a pain. So, they didn't see that as a problem. They saw that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, from that opportunity, they started making money out of it. So, if you see every problem as an opportunity, then you're gonna get excited. No one's doing this. It's a problem for them. That's one way for me to make money. So, think of problem as opportunity. That's the right mindset for me.
Computer science and business is a good
Iba,
combination, no?
Iba yung approach niya.
Yeah.
Yes. Hindi, may tanong eh.
Okay, so we
was
have
there
a
a
lot
thing
of
or time na the problem becomes the solution of another problem?
Okay.
Sa politics kasi ganun eh.
Diba?
Yes.
The problem is a solution to another problem.
Yeah. In politics.
So it's so obvious that we are not politicians. We were not able to dig in that
Politics
statement.
Pinoy style. Yeah. Where the problem becomes the solution of another problem.
Maybe we can dig into that later. Ayun. Okay, so
Questions.
a question. We have a lot of texts and questions. Let's start with the first one. Good day, sir. What are the best programming language that can be used to have a good algorithm? This is from Red De Vera of Makati. Okay.
Best language.
Sir, sige, go.
I'll jump on this one because it's an interesting topic for me. There's so much talk in tech circles about what's the best language and what should we use for our, and this is another thing where I think tech people focus too much on tech, and you have to look at external factors that make that decision easy. So if you're in a place where a bunch of people don't know how to program in Ruby, or you've decided that your program would be perfect in Google Go or Apple's new Swift or whatever, but nobody in the market or nobody you can talk to or you know of knows these languages, then it's no good. So, I mean, the perfect technical approach may not be the perfect business approach, right? So, as far as algorithms go, I mean, you can build them in PHP, you can build them in C, you could even do basic stuff in JavaScript, you could do it in whatever, but the answers to those questions always go to, well, what are you trying to solve? Where's the best place to solve it? What available tools do you have in your arsenal? And then that answer starts becoming really easy. I mean, you can eliminate 5,000 programming languages. If there's only 3 languages you can actually write software in, right? So now you're down to 3 choices. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, another one. Ano po ba ang mga basic algorithm ang ginagamit sa mga software? What is the basic algorithm that can be used in software?
Yeah.
So, do we have to name an algorithm? A specific algorithm?
I don't understand the question.
I think okay. In a particular software, I think JL Reyes is asking about what specific algorithm is in that software, something like that. So do we have maybe Wiltshire algorithm? That's true. There is algorithm. So how would you answer this? I cannot also.
Do they want an example of an algorithm?
Maybe
I think he's asking what's the most common
algorithm
language they
in a
use
software.
in writing softwares.
Yeah, okay. The common algorithm.
Well, it really depends.
Usually it is the shortest algorithm or the optimized algorithm that can be used in a particular business. I think.
I don't know if there's anything common about them. I mean, each one's unique, and again, each one goes back to what a business is trying to do. So, an example of an algorithm, I mean, with ZipMatch, we have a technology where people tell us about what they want in a house. So they say, I want it in this area, I want it in this price range, I want all these things. We have an algorithm that says, here's all these criteria we've laid out, this is what's most important, this is maybe not as important. Put it all together and put together some recommendations that come out, right? The most popular algorithm on earth is what powers Google's search, right? So it's a mathematic approach to a problem, and I don't think there is any kind of like algorithm in a can. It all depends on what you're trying to build for your company. So, sorry, that's a big answer. It's a big question too.
Anyway.
Well, maybe he's asking about which of the standard algorithms in computer science that are pretty common in software. For example, like sorting, binary search. Those are really simple ideas that you can find anywhere. Databases, for example, use binary search trees, in particular B trees, to find things quickly and so on.
So it depends on the needs of the software, right? Or no?
Yeah, and aside from knowing the basic data structures and algorithms that are taught in computer science, just to use them, it's nice to know them so that they're part of your tool set for solving problems. If you know that this kind of data structure, this type of algorithm can solve this class of problems, then if you encounter that kind of problem, then you can easily then you have an instant solution for that.
Okay, that's good. So, hi, this is Trish from Pasay.
Another question from...
Yes, I am an
Who's
IT
that?
student
From
and
Trish,
I
okay.
find it hard to master some languages. What should I do?
You don't need to master every language. If you can master one language, then you're doing great. So if you're just having trouble mastering other languages, just don't worry about it. Stick with what you know. Mastering a language is like very few people will ever claim to have mastered a language. Everyone's constantly learning new things about everything. There's and languages like have different libraries and stuff which evolve over time, and there's no such thing as really mastering something. It's just sort of more learning, continuing to learn. Like I learn new things about even PHP every day, basically sometimes. So basically, just keep learning. If you're having trouble learning lots of different things at the same time, then don't try to learn lots of different things. Just stick to the thing that you like, just one thing, and try and master that.
But you know what? In UP, we had this guest from UP, the summa cum laude of UP of the last batch. They told us that in UP they are not being taught of a specific language. They are taught of how to be analytical and logical. Would you like to tell us more about that, Tim?
So I believe in general you don't with experience, and I mean most programming languages are pretty much the same minus some syntax and some sugar. PHP looks like Java, looks like JavaScript. Some languages are exceptional like Prolog or Haskell, and learning those will certainly give you a different mindset. But I think if you get really experience in using one language by writing software in it, then eventually you should be able to find it really easy to just move from one language to another.
Okay, so
I have
yes.
something to add to that since I'm from UP.
Yes. Okay.
It's more about logic and how you want to solve the problem. Once you know the logic and how to solve that problem, you can convert that into any language that you want. You can write that in PHP, you can write that in Ruby, whatever you want, as long as you know how to solve a problem. Just as he said, syntax may be different, but it's the same logic and how to solve it.
So basically, you're recommending that you should have a detailed plan of how to solve a problem before jumping into the coding. So it's like sometimes students, I think, or maybe because of the time pressure, they do trial and error, and without realizing that it is more time consuming, something like so. When you do programs like trial and error technique,
It works for projects, but I don't think it will work for companies where errors or bugs can cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like you put a software out there and it has errors, and
so what
it can
should be the
cost a lot.
attitude? It should be you should have a detailed plan using pen and paper.
Can
yeah.
Yeah, most of programmers draw like a diagram on like this
Yeah,
goes
mind
here.
mapping, yeah.
Yes, no, it goes here. So before they jump in and code it.
So that is very, very basic, no? The flow chart,
Yep.
the algorithm.
You know, one of the best signs of a good software company? There's whiteboards everywhere, and they're filled with drawings and diagrams and strange developer people talking about strange developer things.
The weirdest is the best.
Yeah. So it's something like the conventional technique or strategy always works. So you do it right the first time. So you plan first.
Yeah. Arvin is asking for a miracle here. Arvin from Mandaluyong. What are, sabi niyan, or what would be the best, or what are the secrets
To be a good programmer.
He's asking
May
for
secret
a
daw
It's a
ba?
good question.
A good question.
I reckon the secret is to enjoy being a programmer. If
Okay.
you enjoy doing it, then you're going to want to learn about new things. You're going to want to improve yourself constantly. If you're not going to enjoy it, then you're not going to be interested in when you get home after work, whatever, to start googling things and finding out new technologies and reading about stuff. So if you're enjoying doing it, then the rest will just happen.
Remember what I told you?
Okay, you have to enjoy it. Yes,
Just
okay.
enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Okay, we have one question here. I think I like the question also. Good morning, Ma'am Arnie and Sir Dead. But this is for our guest. May I ask them if how an algorithm can affect a program? Yeah.
These are very vague questions.
Okay, vague questions. Maybe on the speed. So if you have this optimized algorithm or very the best algorithm, maybe the program you have it will affect the speed, right?
Yeah.
On the
So I guess if you're trying to solve a problem and your algorithm is really, really, really complex and isn't optimized as you said, then sure, you may have solved that problem, but you may have introduced other problems where it's taking way too long to process, and then when you've got lots of different people trying to access at the same time, it'll then exponentially grow slower and slower, and things will start not working at all. Even though your specific algorithm does work and it does give a solution to your problem, if you haven't optimized it properly and you haven't thought about how it's going to run efficiently, then it may introduce other problems.
Okay. Yes, Steve, would you like to add to?
So I guess I just like to add that if you use the wrong approach, if you use the wrong algorithm for a problem, you might end up, as you said, being really, really slow. If you use, for example, bubble sort to go from basic computer science, if you use bubble sort to sort an algorithm and if you sort a million arrays, if you a million items in an array, then it will take months to sort it. Whereas if you use a proper sorting algorithm like quicksort, it will only take less than a minute.
Okay, siguro marami pang mga questions later on. 0919290946. Pwede pa kayo humabol. 10:49, babalik po kami.
Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
Ako, sa personal ko lang, hindi po ako abogado pero yung first affidavit, nako, wala akong lusot sila Jingoy Estrada ron at saka si Senador Bong Revilla at saka si Enrile. Talagang papunta po kay Gigi Reyes. Detalyado ho bawat saro. Yung na akong ebidensya kay Ben Harluy, dagdag mo yung kay Janet Lim Napoles, Pulido, at saka yung kay Ruby Tuason, suwak na suwak mga kababayan. Ang tanong lang natin, sa paggamit ng ebidensya niyan, may kapalit ba itong kay Janet Lim Napoles?
Itong mga senador na tulad ni Jun Magsaysay, Richard Gordon, credibility lies in the proof, documentary evidence. Itong kwento ng fertilizer fan scam. Hindi po tayo nag-aabuga-abugaduhan dito. Pero yun ang katotohanan dito Sa dami ng listahan, doon talaga magkakatalo.
Ito mga siniwalat ni Senator Sergius Menya sa mga websites at saka sa pahayagan na nag-warning siya na itrohong next year, 2015, may mga blackouts daw sa Metro Manila at hindi na raw pwedeng sisihin ng Arroyo Administration kundi ang Aquino Administration.
Kami naman dito sa Department of Energy, ang tinitingnan natin dito is ano ba talagang plano natin, ano yung outlook more than anything else.
You see any policy in the process that will address this sector that needed to feel that growth na nararamdaman sa ibang sektor like the agriculture?
Palagi ko yung sinasabi na pinaka-powerful instrument na pwedeng tumulong sa mahihirap at mag-create ng jobs ay ang budget. Kung yun ay gagamitin para makakreate ng jobs sa agrikultura at sa ibang sektor, malaking tulong ang magagawa niyan.
Arlene De La Cruz and Jake Maderazo. Banner Story. Banner Story. Alas 6 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Dito lang sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. Banner Story. Radyo Inquirer. Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. 990 AM. Naghahanap ka ba ng magandang pasyalan? Gusto mo bang magkaroon ng maraming friends? Join na sa pinakabagong social networking site, vgatin.com, ang photo sharing site ng Pilipinas. Upload na! Vgatin talaga! May problema ba sa car insurance mo? Kailangan mo ng matinding serbisyo? Dito ka na sa Ants Insurance Agency. Serbisyo garantisado. Tawag agad sa telephone number 374-8900. Are you looking for the hottest gadgets, the latest fashion accessories, the most sumptuous buffets, or the best travel packages? VGatinDeals.com offers unbelievable deals, promotions, and discounts that will let you live more for less. Bargain hunting online has never been this fun, easy, and rewarding. Visit VGatinDeals.com today. Live big. Be a VGatin. May bibilin ka ba? Baka naman may gusto kang ibenta. Log on na sa vgatintrade.com. Nasa internet na, nasa radyo pa. Basta Vgatin, bigatin ka talaga.
Vgatin sa Radio Inquirer 990 AM.
Final 8 minutes, 10:53 is our time. Ma'am Arnie, marami kang questions dyan.
Oo, sobra.
Sige.
Okay.
Let's do it one by one.
Okay, let's start with your company. No? So this question is from TJ. Actually, this is one of your avid fans, so they know you. Ayan, what's your company doing? So let's have the Zip Match and then the Solarium and Caliber. Okay, Zip Match.
Wanna take it?
Yeah, do it, Jasper.
Okay, well, Zip Match, we're trying to make an impact in the real estate industry.
Good.
Impact.
Impact.
Most of the websites out there, you have listings, you can like choose through thousands of properties, but in Zip Match, we are trying to match you with the right property, and along with that, we have content to educate people on how to choose houses, how to apply for loans, what to look for in properties, how to invest in them. So that's what sets us apart from other websites.
It's really full of content.
Yep.
No? That's what I like
And
about Zip Match.
we try to educate Filipinos because Filipinos don't. There's no. You can't get information about real estate in the Philippines,
In one website.
unlike in other countries. And it's a huge purchase. Like, it's something. It's your life savings going into one purchase. So, you need to be educated about that.
Yeah.
Purchase.
So
Anything
for
to add to that,
teachers,
Kyle?
yeah. Okay.
That was a good explanation. Yeah, basically, we provide as much content as we can. We really try to find that right home for the right person.
Okay.
We do that with a combination of technology and with service, so we can talk to people and say, what are your needs, what are you looking for, and we want to get them. We want everybody to have a home, and there's a lot of people that could afford to own a home that may not know it. So our kind of mission is to educate and bring them along and get them into their dream home. Right? That's kind of the big vision. We want to put everybody in the Philippines in a home. So
Good vision. Thank
Big
you
goal,
for doing
big
that.
goal.
Yeah. Okay. Adric?
Solarium is basically it's a HRIS system, which at the moment we're focusing primarily
HRIS.
on payroll. So it came from the realization of the need for a payroll solution in the Philippines. So basically, out of the 50 million odd employed Filipinos, there really isn't any decent existing payroll solution for those people. So I know from previous, I've been here for a few years now, and I've seen like the amount of effort involved in dealing with employees' pay, and like it seems like every second month, like half the people are asking for adjustments, and there's like all sorts of weird tax rules happen here, and like every company decides to deal with tax slightly differently, as well as like, you know, the 13th month annualizations and all like government forms, all that sort of stuff involved in the payroll process specific to the Philippines. So we sought out to provide a solution to really easily help companies manage their payroll. So our slogan is Intelligent Solutions Simplified. So basically we basically cover everything to do with payroll. So you can just enter in when people came to work, when they didn't, what their leaves were, and then it will just generate their pay for them. It'll also output all the government forms I need to fill in, and basically reduce the amount of errors to near zero, other than like user error.
Yes. According to Judah, when he guested on the radio on Bigatin also, he mentioned that it is free for companies with 5 employees.
Yeah, so it's the only payroll solution that is free. Like you can go to our website and just click sign up now, and you can have instant access
up to 5
up to 5 employees.
Yes.
And then after that, it's really cheap, and it's commitment free. You just pay per employee per month. So yeah, as your company grows, it's still small, it's quite cheap. Yeah.
So, yes, it is a good support for the startup community,
Yes.
I think. So it is free, the whole functionalities of Salarium for 5 employees. So not just a bonus parts or bonus functions, no.
Good thing you can even trace your employees in the field. Right?
Yeah, so it's got like all sorts of. We've been adding lots of other technical solutions to that. So people can sign time in, time out from their mobile phone, and that'll actually be geotagged, so we know where they timed in, where they timed out. You can actually prevent people from timing in unless that they are physically located at a certain location, just to make sure your employees are where they say they are, especially for those companies which have offices out in the field and that sort of
Timing
thing.
in their shower.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Tim, how about Caliber?
So Caliber is basically trying to make the resume obsolete. We're trying to make recruitment based on actual skills measured through assessments, rather than say what university you graduated from or what certifications you have.
Okay, so
we have a message here from Avid Texterman. He's our friend.
Okay.
Good
So,
day.
good
Sige,
day.
alright.
Good day. The proper mindset in approaching a problem is to avoid a set mind. Okay? You shouldn't only think out of the box, but must create your own box or stack all the boxes to create a bigger box that is more than the sum of the small boxes, like what Salarium does for the business sector. From Avid Texterman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a wise texter.
Okay, thank you for that.
I'd like to say there is no box.
Okay, it's borderless.
Borderless.
Yeah.
Simple.
Okay, let's have one question for everybody all.
Each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a special or specific algorithm used in your platforms that gives your company an advantage against competitors? I think Jasper, you should answer that. I think you have mentioned the algorithm
maybe.
later. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to spill our secret right here. But, well, one thing that we do is we track user behavior, and something that should be done by like everybody. And that's how you improve your website, that's how you improve your software or whatever you made. Track user behavior, see if they like it, what they like about it. Remove those that they don't like, create more of what they like.
Yep.
So yeah, that's one thing that we do, not our secret sauce that I don't want to spill here.
We use algorithms and some technology that we use internally, and we're still kind of perfecting that, and what we'll probably kind of make it more put it out to the general public eventually. Right now it's kind of in-house, but it can make all the difference in the world, because kind of like what we were talking about with the input-output scenario, you can take that input, and depending on how masterful your algorithm is, you could really find just the perfect solution on the other side. But it's all that magic that happens in between. You know, it can make or break your application. It can make or break your company if you do it properly.
Yeah, so that's the role of the programmers. We are born to solve everyday problems. So how about
at Solarium.
Solarium.
So at the moment, Solarium's biggest competitor is pen and paper.
Okay.
Or
Judah
Excel
told us,
spreadsheets.
yes,
Yeah.
Excel.
So basically, like, because as I said, there isn't really a payroll solution that works properly in the Philippines. So our first step was just to do that. So so sometimes when you're thinking about a business, it's all about just finding a problem that no one else has already solved. So in our case, is just getting payroll to work easily here. So the secret to our operation is just having something that nobody else has. But at the same time, we do that's what we started with. So we have this payroll generation, which is making that formula, like the algorithm for generating that payroll is actually really quite complex because of the complex system here in the Philippines. So trying to take into account all the different company tax rates, taking into account the different deductions and and all that sort of stuff is actually quite a complex thing. And if we get it wrong, people will get paid wrong. So it's very
that's unfair.
So
it's a bad output.
Yeah. So it's very important we get that algorithm 100% right. So that is sort of our core algorithm, and that's sort of because we do take into account all the special things in the Philippines. I guess that's what sort of sets us apart from anybody else.
Okay. Yes, Steve.
I guess what sets Caliber apart is that all of our engineers are extremely algorithms and math oriented. For example, I'm not a computer science student, I'm a mathematics student. And we try to use mathematics and statistics to tackle our problems. For example, we use machine learning to try to connect a person's skills measured by our assessments to their actual future performance in their work.
Bitin. Okay lang. I'll learn a lot from this episode.
Thank you to Marcel
Yeah,
of
thank
Kamuning
you.
and to Chris
Ang dami
of
nating
Diliman.
questions.
Ayan, pala itong questions.
Bitin next.
Bitin.
Ako pang magtanong eh.
Sige.
Yeah. Good day. This do you think that the Philippines has the capability to have its own Silicon Valley?
Yes, definitely. So basically, I've been here for a few years now, and I've been I don't know how many different Filipinos I've interviewed over the last couple of years, but I've been doing computer software engineering interviews for a long time. There are a lot of you out there. It's quite amazing to see, and it's the enrollments in computer science and related subjects have gone up. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's like 20% this year.
Oh, thank you.
Compared to in Australia, computer science is actually going down, which is quite surprising. So Philippines really has the people are interested in it as long as those people are doing it for the right reasons and they're keen to learn. They want to learn sort of how things are working. I've found that we can find as good talent here as in any other country. So the key thing is making sure that you're really interested in working in the field, and you're constantly learning new stuff. And if we've got, the Philippines is 100 million people, if we're the computer science enrollment and related fields keep going up, and I can't remember the number last year. I did know off the top of my head, but I can't remember now how many computer science graduates there are, but there's quite a lot. And if each of those really got engaged in the field and really strived to learn about the new technologies and new things coming out, then yes, definitely Philippines has a really good chance of being one of the leaders in terms of new development.
And that is happening actually.
Galing.
Meron pa eh.
Sige,
okay. Chris of Diliman, do you have some advice for programming students like us?
Yes.
Thank you.
My advice would be, we were kind of talking about it earlier, what you're learning in school is the ability to problem solve. The first time you get a software engineering job, it's going to look very different than what you've ever done. It's not small projects that have a start and stop. It's these ongoing projects that go for years and may have thousands of people and millions of lines of code depending on where you're working at. So really focus on the fact that you're learning to structure your thoughts and solve complex problems, because that is what companies will value from your CS training, much more so than how you actually write software. So keep looking at that big framework you're building, and the languages and all that, it just comes with time.
Okay. Then, one question na lang. This is from Chino, one of the hackers in Hack the Climate Manila. What if you have this, if we are broken-hearted daw? so how will you handle that kind of trials daw as programmer? If you are broken-hearted.
Naisingit talaga
yes.
yun.
Magtatampo siya sa akin.
Okay, sige.
Okay, Jasper.
I think No, I think this happened to everybody. Like, it doesn't need to be programming, but once in your career you were broken-hearted, and I think just focus that anger to what you're doing.
Convert.
Or just focus on what you're doing and distract your mind from your... fall in love with what they're doing. Maybe that's what I want to say. Like, instead of thinking about that girl, just fall in love with what you're doing. Transfer your love there and make a relationship with your software.
I'll show her. I'll build $1 million software company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Audrey, same question.
Same question.
Same question.
Heartbreaking question for you.
So I don't know. I guess so. As Jasper said, just try and convert what you're feeling into
your sorrow.
into something creative. So basically, when you're at heightened emotions or sort of stuff, you're actually at a much more creative state, and you're able to, like, almost 90% of songs are about breakups, and like.
True.
It's all like, when you're in that sort of creative mindset, you just need to try and convert that into something. Don't just sit there and wallow on your bed, whatever. Just do something with that and turn it into some creative output.
Yes.
Okay. Very well said. I think we're done.
Kala ni Tim, lusot siya.
Okay. Do you have you experienced being brokenhearted?
Well,
Hindi pa naman, di ba?
work.
Seryoso si Tim eh.
Kim. Yeah.
I've been steady with my girlfriend for a few years. So.
Okay.
But I guess I find programming to be a very cleansing, focusing thing. So, I mean, if I feel emotional then and they want to fix that, then I try a few problems, look at them, solve them, and eventually I forget about everything else, and everything will be about the problem. And that helps solve the problem, and it helps cleanse my mind.
Yes. And with that, maraming salamat po. Yeah.
Ayan. So, sa susunod ulit na Saturday.
Very engaging. Yes. Galing.
Very engaging.
My name is Dan Macarana.
My name is Arnie Barcelo.
On behalf of Ellison. Where's Ellison?
I don't know.
Till next Saturday, dito po sa VGATin sa Radyo Inquirer, 9:90 a.m. 11:08 is our time.
Radyo Inquirer, 9:90 a.m. Langit sa lupa. Ang langit mong inaasam, nasa kamay mo na. Programang tutugon sa pangangailangang espiritual ng tao sa paraang nararapat. Magbabalanse sa litratong tagilid, ipapakita ang buong katotohanan at magbibigay pag-asa. Langit sa lupa. Ang langit mong inaasam, nasa kamay mo na. Linggo, alas 6:15 hanggang alas 7:30 ng gabi. Dito sa Radyo Inquirer, 9:90 a.m. Langit sa lupa. Mga araw-araw na pangangailangan, mga balitang may pakinabang, mas madali nang malaman, libre sa isang basahan. Patunay lang na the best things in life are libre. Makukuha ang #1 free newspaper araw-araw sa lahat ng MRT at LRT 1 and 2 stations. Inquirer libre. Radyo Inquirer. Radyo Inquirer. 9:90 a.m. 9:90 a.m.
Good morning, hagip pa rin ng throat o extension ng low pressure area ang Hilagang Luzon. Ayon sa Pag-asa, ito magiging dahilan ng pagulan sa naturang rehiyon. Partikular na mararanasan ng mahina hanggang katamtamang pagulan at pagkulod-pagkidlat sa Cagayan Valley, Ilocos Region at Cordillera. Sa Metro Manila at natitirang bahagi ng bansa ay asahan din ang bahagyang maulap na may pulupulong pag-ulan o pagkidlat pagkulog. At yan po ang latest weather report. Para sa dagdag na impormasyon ng mga balita, sundan kami sa Twitter at DZIQ990 o follow kami sa Facebook Radyo Inquirer 990 at yahoo.com o di kaya bisitahin ang aming live video streaming sa aming pong website www.ustream.tv/channel/DZIQ. Ako po si Alvin Barcelona para sa Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
Radyo Inquirer. Ito ang Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. 990 AM.
Balik eskwela na sa June 2, 2014 sa lahat ng mga pampublikong paaralan. Panawagan sa mga magulang at sa buong pamayanan. Hikayatin natin ang lahat ng mga bata na magbalik eskwela. Para sa mga batang edad 3 hanggang 5, isama natin sila sa daycare kung saan sila ay matututo habang naglalaro. Ang daycare ay kasama sa paghubog sa kakayahan at kagalingan ng mga bata.
Halina tayo na, balik eskwela na ako!
Para sa iba pang impormasyon, makipag-ugnayan sa school principal o daycare worker sa inyong lugar.
Ano pa yung mga produktong tinitinda ngayon sa merkado na napansin ninyo na dapat wala sa merkado dahil sa mataas na toxicity?
Yung po nakita natin na yung may mga vinyl o yung mga gawa sa PVC, nakakasira doon sa reproductive, yung sa pwede mag-link sa asthma at saka sa thyroid. Ito yung mga dapat iwasan yung raincoat na gawa sa PVC.
Actually, ang one as yan, maraming tatamaan, maraming makakabuti, pero yung tourism makakabuti. Ngayon ko lang na-realize gaya nung sinabi mo yan, pati siguro yung accessibility mas madali. Hindi na yung maghihintay ka pa ng magpapaalam sa isang bansa, gano'n, lalo sa mga turista, diba?
Pilipinas hindi magtatayura ng mga infrastruktura sa West Philippine Sea gaya ng Vietnam, Malaysia at China. Baka dapat gumawa na rin tayo ng magkaukulang hakbang para mapakita sa kanila na atin niya.
Kung buhon lang ilalagay mo dyan, wala namang poste, lagyan ng address, diba? Lagyan ng number.
Diba? Oo.
463.
Oo,
West Philippine Sea. Gano'n, diba? No?
Zip code.
Oo.
Partners. Monday to Friday, 5:30 till 7 in the evening. Together with Jay Donis and Chito De La Vega on Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.
Mga kabataan, power up your Saturday.
Just do it!
Makitrending. Mag-shout out. Be connected. Nasa FB ka man o Twitter, Instagram o Google+, impossible is nothing. Dito, di ka na mahuhuli sa uso. We love it. Join ka na. Your potential is our passion. Be inspired. Be informed. Be involved. Be empowered. It's the real thing. Voice of the Youth Radio.
Voice of the Youth Radio.
Voice of the Youth Radio. Makinig sa Voice of the Youth Radio sa Radio Inquirer 990 AM. Saturdays, 3 p.m. Think differently.
I-like mo na. I-share mo pa.
Voice of the Youth Radio. Sigaw na!
Ito po ang Trans Radio Broadcasting Corporation, Radyo Inquirer 990 AM. Kasapi ng KBP. Naglilingkod, nagbabalita, may paninindigan. Radyo Inquirer 990 AM.